It's so weird when you get to my age. I'm 38, 39. Like I said, you're looking both directions now. As a kid growing up, you're just looking at what's next, forward, 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 getting older. As you start to get older, then you have that opportunity to look back because now you got these miniature yous that are running around. It's a weird perspective shift. I like it. I like it a lot because I never understood why somebody was wise. Like, why do you go to somebody for advice, like an older person? Why are they wise? Why does their advice matter? I'm starting to feel a little bit more wise. Like I have knowledge and I have experience. That's wisdom, right? And it's a cool feeling because now you have all this experience under your belt. If you want to go do something, buy Blackhawk, you've got all this momentum and it just happens. Like things happen so much quicker. Like real wealth and real prosperity happens in your late 40s. So many kids get so caught up on being rich in their 20s and 30s. It's like, slow down, enjoy these years, build that momentum, get that experience. You don't want to look back, guys, and wish that you would have done something differently or wish that you would have been something differently. Do that now. Do that now because now's the time to have those experiences. Later on is when the wealth just comes naturally because you've let yourself live. You met people, you made relationships, learned skills, all these different things. Now's the time to do that. Don't worry about getting rich.
You think it comes easier with age?
1,000%. It comes easier because you've done the same thing over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's repetition.
Yeah.
It's muscle memory.
You know it works.
Yeah, do you know what works? And you know yourself better. In your 20s and even in my early 30s, I didn't know myself very well. I had a relationship with myself and I was kind of like an acquaintance with myself, if that makes any sense. But as you start to get a little bit older, you start allowing yourself to like look inside and figure out like the good, the bad, the ugly. You pry up all those things that you kind of maybe buried over the years, just dumb stuff, and you deal with it. And dude, it's powerful feeling. That's where a lot of peace comes from. You know, it's a lot of peace in being able to actually confront the demons of your past because we all have them. It's dumb little things, dude. The dumbest little things will bury themselves inside of us, and then we carry them around for years, and they start to like fester, and you don't know what they are, and they manifest themselves as like bipolar or depression or whatever it is. People get all these like psychological disorders when really it's just something they didn't deal with from their past. They just buried it, and they're trying to keep it from knocking down the door, but it's coming. Those problems always come. If you ignore them, you can't. It just eventually comes to you, and you'll live so much of your life having run from something that wasn't even that big of a deal if you just turned around and faced it.
Have you found that like most of your big wins come after like your big losses and you can appreciate them a lot more?
I don't count my losses at all. I couldn't tell you the last time I failed. It was probably 20 minutes ago, but I don't keep track of it. And the reason for that is because I think that's partly I was born that way, just kind of wired that way to be able to be constantly glasses half full. My glass is like overflowing all the time. It's never been half empty. And that's just the way that I view things. So it's interesting as you get older because, and I talk like I'm a 50-year-old man. I'm not that old, but I just have noticed over this last year or so, this kind of pivotal moment where you start to it's crazy as you start to understand your parents way better. So wait till you get to that age because then you're gonna be like, oh, I know why my dad did that. I know why my mom, like you start to understand what they were going through and you realize that they were just humans like us doing the best they could.
Yeah.
And so many of us let our relationships with our parents, whether they're good or bad, usually bad, just scar us for life. And it's like your parents, unless your parents were like actually terribly abusive, they were doing the best they could. And so